Here we again, once more, with another powerful word coming from St. Matthew 5, verse 43. Before I get in the reading, I just want to declare a blessing because back in the days, the olden days, it is of custom for persons to bless persons. And in our society these days, persons quick to curse persons than how them bless them. So I'm pronouncing a blessing on every era of your life, every circumstances, every both physical and spiritual. Pronouncing a blessing. Blessing over your family, blessing over your household. But remember, this blessing can only be obtained when you seek after the will of God, when you seek the presence of God. Because this blessing is not from man, but this blessing is from God. So it's not I that bless you, but if you believe that God is able, then for sure a blessing is on its way to you right about now. We're in a very, would I say, hectic year. Most persons are confused because it's 2021 and so much prediction, so much mishaps so far. But glory be to God, we're still here. And while we're here, let everything that has breath praise ye the Lord. Amen. And the reading, as I said before, St. Matthew 5, verse 43 to 45. And really and truly, it's like the other day, someone that watched the videos sent me these scriptures, and I just see it fitting to just go ahead and read them and talk about them a little bit. So, 43 says, Ye have heard that it had been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despisefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of the Father which is in heaven. For he maketh the sun to shine on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and the unjust. Here ends the reading portion of God's holy word. We honor it by saying, thanks be to God. Now, it's a regular thing. Even a couple of days ago, me hear some youth on the corner argue about the Bible. They must say, one stage in the Bible confusing. One part in the Bible say, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And then one next part say, you have to love your enemy. And the whole thing about it, they are confused. But I see no confusion in it. Because why? As I did that topic earlier on, grace in comparison, or law in comparison to grace. Now, back then it was law. Law was stringent. Law was difficult. Law was hard to keep up to. Law was just difficult because the people had a forgetful spirit. So law had to be in place at that time. But even after law, you find that God really looked at the nation and see everything and decided to send his son to fulfill the law. So not to replace the law but to fulfill it. And his son came with love. Now, if love abound in you, all of these things, you don't have no reason for take a man eye because him take your own, because him don't have no reason to take your own. If you live under the shadow of the Almighty, then the Almighty protects you and him guide you. And I know what you're going to do for yourself, you know, but it's just to depend on him. And back in the days, persons really never depend on him. And persons have them different opinion because persons never really understand the powers because God never really manifests himself to everyone. But now, as time goes by, God do different things in order for man to survive. And it is the same now. We are in a era that it is easier to survive. But the elements around us, if we're not careful, it's very hard because the things them where we seek to run after and the things them we give, we no them not giving no benefits, no long-term benefits. Everything we run down right now are just some part-time and some, you know, call it temporary fix. Like even right here that I'm at now. Place is nice, cool, but really and truly, majority of the people them right here, so them survive off a ganja trade. So, but as I sit here, I mean, I used to smoke, but God give me a different crave now. Crave after the things of the spirit because everything else is just temporary. So when we can realize that most things are temporary, or everything is temporary, the only thing that lasts forever is your soul. So whether you're spending it with Christ or you're spending it with the devil himself, it's your soul that lasts forever. Now, for us to have that, this kind of love that you pray and you love your enemies and bless the ones that may curse you. It may seem hard to the regular person, but over time, because it was hard for me at times, back in the days, but now, it is easy, so it's kind of easy now for me, say, show you or tell you, say, it can be done. Easy, in the farm way. Over time, you're not going to do it by yourself. God himself are going to step in and make it happen. Because there's a love. When him give you that, it dissolve and dilute every other thing really have in your system. And when I say dilute it, I mean it left up to how hard you go. Because the more you take on the Spirit of God, and the more him change and transform you. Because the word tell you that he that hunger and thirst after righteousness shall be filled. And the righteousness we talk about now, it only come from God. Because man not righteous, no man righteous. I am not righteous because my thoughts different from the Almighty thoughts. My thoughts will go at some places. And if me not stick to his word, we say, alright then, Father, Jesus, save me from this thought. Create in me a clean heart and a new right spirit within me. Because every now and then your thoughts is stray. That's why I'm saying you sin when you think it not. So the fact that you know that you can sin when you think it not. Whenever your mind start run, you start pray same time. So what you do? You pray and you rebuke because for your mind to run on something, it mean that you're sinning. But the word back in the old days, persons used to believe that them sin or them not sin because them not do the actual thing, but them think it. But when Christ came, he came and showed them that you sin in your very thoughts because if you say you're going to murder a man, you have it in your mind, it means that you commit the act in your mind though you not do it physically. See, that it mean you're already. But if you're at a place now where you can say, alright then, You think it, or by just it before it even manifests reach so far. You rebuke the thought. God will place back that right spirit in you, and that will cause you to live from day to day without sinning. Whether you be a male or a female, you see somebody and they look attractive, and if you stare at that person until you start get too deep in your thoughts, then you will find yourself sin. But if you just look, and if even the slightest thought come up, and you rebuke it, ask God for just set you back on the right path. Create in me a clean heart, O Lord, and renew the right spirit within me. Right there and then, I'm Savior again. So, we live by Him. We can live. And if you notice that 45 says that ye may be children of the Father, of your Father which is in heaven. For He maketh the sun to shine on the evil and on the good, and He send the rain on the just and the unjust. So the whole purpose of it, have to just submit yourself to Him. And once you submit yourself to Him, His will will automatically be done in your life. So over time, by just by your submission, His will make perfect in your life. So listen, I hope that this word has reached someone and someone has learned something. Still sending out this cry for you to share, because so much persons out there now do not know the word, and the Bible also tells us through lack of knowledge the people perish. All of us are God's children. No matter how you see the person behave, we all are children of God. But it's to come to that acceptance and come to realization to know that He is King and He is worthy to be praised. So, do like, share, and subscribe. Blessings.